Speed Booster Iron Valiant paired with a Assault Vest Calyrex Ice Rider was able to get second place at Japan Nationals. We're going to be trying out the team and seeing how well it can perform. This is Endo's second place Japan Nationals team. We have quite a few tricks, especially with Japan Nationals format being a double elimination best of 1 tournament until the finals, where it is actually a best of 3 setting. We have a lot of tricks to catch players off guard, and one big one that can catch a lot of players off guard is the restricted Pokemon Calyrex Ice Rider. This one different from the conventional Clear Amulet set with Trick Room, but one with an Assault Vest instead. Terrifier to help out, make sure that Calyrex Ice Rider isn't burned by Will-O-Wisp, which is pretty important, but able to do quite a bit and take a lot of hits with that Assault Vest item. Allows it to tank hits from Rhydon, Calyrex Shadow Rider even. So it is able to take a lot of hits and fire back with how bulky Calyrex is and how much damage it can do. This one has a lot of coverage with Glacial Land's high horsepower, but also carries the Seed Bomb for the water types that can hit Water Urshifu, for instance, as well as Crunch, which can help out against the other Calyrexes like Shadow Rider and of course opposing Calyrex Ice Rider. With the Calyrex, you also have the partner in the Life Orb Raging Bolt. Not a booster energy in case you need to switch out, but consistency of Life Orb allows you to do a lot of damage, and the combination of Calyrex Ice Rider plus Raging Bolt we see in the format, just because of how good electric and ice coverage is together, it is a very strong pair that is very hard to resist. You have really just strong damage output of Thunderbolt, Thunderclap, as well as a very powerful Draco Meteor with that Life Orb that's able to do a lot with that Terra Electric. Next off, we have the Rain mode of this team, and the Focus Sash is actually being paired on the Water Urshifu. It just helps out quite a bit in Urshifu just being able to survive any hits, with the ability to do a lot of damage into Pokemon like the Terapagos, as well as just Rain Boosted Searching Strikes is able to do a lot of damage against a majority of the casts out there. So you have the powerful options of just Surging Strikes, Aqua Jet into Rain, Close Combat for Terapagos, and then just a simple D-Tex. The Pelipper on this team, because you have Focus Sash on the Urshifu, is running the Covert Cloak instead to help out against Fake Out and being immune to those as well. And you have no protectors as well. You have the Wide Guard to help out against spread moves. You have Tailwind in case you want speed control, and then the coverage options of Weather Ball and Hurricane. Next, we have Cornerstone Ogerpon. As having a Focus Sash user as well as a Pokemon with Sturdy, it can be really hard for offensive teams to really be able to break through, as Urshifu and Ogerpon is always able to live at least 1 hit, so oftentimes will require 2 hits in order to pick up the knockout, so that's actually pretty crucial. And then paired with that Wide Guard makes it really hard to break through quickly. We have this Cornerstone Ogerpon that's just able to do a lot of damage with the Ivy Cudgel and Power Whip, and also redirection support. That's very nice. You don't need a fire type nearly on this team, because of the Calyrex Ice Rider having the Terrifier, but also because you are running a Rain team. And then you have the Iron Valiant here, which is an interesting surprise. Iron Valiant does get quite a few moves in the format and a little bit more unpredictable compared to Fluttermane. So you have that Wide Guard that it does have access to, but this one not carrying it. But you have a lot of tricks for opponents who don't know the set. And it's similar to Fluttermane, where you have the Moonblast and the Fairy coverage. You have Icy Wind speed control. This one running Disable, which is actually really key because it does help out against a lot of choice items in the format. Like Choice Scarf is very common, especially on like Urshifu. Choice Specs on like Miraidon and Fluttermane. So having that Disable option can be really nice against those choice options, and really just being able to pin down the other slot. If you'd like to check out the details of the team and the creator, they'll be linked in the description down below. Groudon, Raging Bolt, Fluttermane, Incineroar, Heartflame, Ogerpon, and Amoonguss. Oh wait, is this the Groudon team that we used? I think it is actually. It is the Groudon team that we did showcase. Okay, so assuming that they're the same sets, it's Choice Specs Fluttermane that's really fast. The Incineroar's Flare Blitz, I gotta watch out because it can actually do big damage to Calyrex Ice Rider. Is also the fact that they can intimidate me because of no Clear Amulet kind of stinks, but it's acceptable. I do think that my play here is probably just leading my... I think Calyrex Ice Rider is good. Let's see what else. I want to bring Ursh. Ursh isn't bad, especially if I bring it next to Pelipper. I'm just not too sure because Amoonguss can be a little bit annoying, so I think I want Cornerstone Ogerpon. I want Pelipper. I think I need a backup answer to the Raging Bolt. I could bring my own Raging Bolt, but you know what? Let's have some fun. Let's bring out the Iron Valiant. I think bringing the Iron Valiant's fun. So there's also some things we can do if we maintain weather control correctly, like disable the Specs move on the Flutter Mane, which could serve a purpose. Icy Wind Speed control is also pretty nice. Let's see what we can do. Groudon Incineroar, all right. Surprising, but I'll take it. Against Cornerstone Ogerpon and the Calyrex Ice Rider. I'm surprised they lead this. Huh. Alright. I'm just gonna go for a Glacial Lance and a hard swap to Pelipper. I don't know who you're gonna go for the fake out into, but Pelipper is just such a safe play. I guess they could switch out to Groudon and go for Parting. So maybe this wasn't the right play. Maybe it's just Ivy Cudgel the Incineroar, but I can't really risk Flare that's going out into Cali and just doing a bunch of damage. So even if I have to switch out Pelipper once again, it might be better worth it. The Cornerstone gonna retreat into Pelly. What was the third move on the Groudon? I forget. They did fake out the Cornerstone to break a Focus Sash. Okay, perfect. They went for Blades. Super ideal here because I get a good amount of damage. I even missed my Cali Ice. Oh boy, what a fantastic spot to be in. Glacial Lance going to come out into the Groudon. Huge amounts of damage. Excellent. This is a pretty safe Weather Ball and Glacial Lance. They don't have any swaps. Yeah, I'm just gonna go for Weather Ball, Glacial Lance. If they have to tear their Incineroar to get out of this, and even if they tear their Incineroar, they still take a lot of damage regardless. So 100% will appreciate this. Let's see, who are they gonna bring out for the Glacial Lance? Gonna be their Ogerpon. All right. A lot of damage about to be thrown onto this Ogerpon. Weather Ball into Incineroar, picks up the knockout, and now I get it's single target Glacial Lance, but it is -1, so this should do about like 60. If I remember right, this Ogerpon has Encore and Not Follow Me. Yeah, good damage to that Ogerpon. Excellent. Groudon gonna come in for the Sun. Yep. All right, I think I have a very safe line. I just go for the Terra Fire with Cali Ice, and I just go for a Wide Guard. That means they can't go for Precipice Blades into my Cali Ice, which means I just get a Wide Guard here. And that means they can't pick up a knockout into my Cali Ice this turn, no matter what they do. They're going to go for a Terra. I don't know if this is Groudon or if this is Ogerpon. I wouldn't be surprised if this is Ogerpon. It is Ogerpon, which is fine. After Ogerpon takes this damage from the Glacial Lance, they should always just go down to Moonblast from my Iron Valiant. I mean, I +1 in the Sun, but I have Terrifier, so I don't think crit knocks me out. But yeah, Terrifier. See if they have anything. Wide Guard. Also, because they Terra, they couldn't Terra the Groudon, and they're probably going for Precipice Blades because they're expecting the Pelipper to switch, but the Wide Guard Terrifier kind of covers like most plays that they could do here. They did crit my Cali. As long as they didn't double up. Yeah, they Precipice Blades. Perfect. Okay. And I get rid of Groudon, which means I win the Weather War. Perfect. Who will the last be? Probably the Flutter Mane. If it's Flutter Mane, I think we're still all right. I guess Flutter Mane could still be an issue. It is Flutter Mane, yeah. I know you have Power Gem access. You're probably just clicking Moonblast though. You got a Speed Booster. Actually. Well, they have to lock. I think we're fine, actually. Yeah, we should be fine. I'm going to click Glacial Lance. I'm just going to Weather Ball the Ogerpon. They go for a Moonblast and the Pelipper goes down. All right. Which I was fine with. Because I have disable on the... I do have disable on my Iron Valiant, so that's huge. We are going to get the knockout into Cali Ice. Perfect. But I think that we have the game secure. Or maybe it's not secured. Because we go out into Cornerstone Ogerpon plus the Iron Valiant. The reason I didn't swap is because I felt like I needed both of these in order to hang on. A little bit... let's see. Do I want to go for... I want to go for Follow Me Disable, or do I want to just go... I think I just go for a double protect. Yeah, because I can stall out the sun turns, and then I can stall out the sun turns, so I always double protect here, actually. Yeah, because I can guarantee the win con, actually, yeah, with the double protect. Because with the sun up, yeah, they went for Spike Shield too. That's what I thought. Okay, perfect. Unless they change the Flutter main set. If they change the Flutter main set, I do lose because they can Dazzle. But they should be Specs. Yeah, perfect. So now I go for Follow Me and a Moonblast into the Ogerpon. So I redirect the attack. I go for a Moonblast into Ogerpon. Then I double protect on the last turn. They no longer have the Photosynthesis because Sun fades. And then I disable the Flutter main. And that will secure the game because then I could just start whamming the Flutter main with an Ivy Cudgel. Blast. Is that specs damage? It doesn't seem like it did much. But then again, it was like max speed Flutter main. Alright. With like, it had some special attack. Ogerpon goes down though, and we should seal it here. Yep. Alright. They got double protect. They got double protected, actually would have been really annoying. But I think I would have still won regardless because I would have just clicked Follow Me and a Moonblast. I think they would need like a triple. But yeah, I just go for a double protect and I disable the Flutter main and then I should secure it. Unless they reveal the Dazzle now. They reveal the Dazzle now, but or the next turn. They have to reveal the Dazzle next turn. They could reveal it this turn, I guess. But yeah, they go for a Moonblast once again. They go for Ivy Cudgel into the Flutter main because I don't have to Follow Me this turn. And I go for a Disable to shut down that Moonblast that I think they're locked into. I guess we could double confirm like whether it was specs or not like the original, but I'm pretty sure this is the same rental code. Moonblast is disabled. Here comes Ivy Cudgel. We still have this. We have Run Process. Well, I guess we're not gonna find out. I just outcode a Flutter main. Okay. But yeah, I don't know about the Incineroar or Groudon lead there. I don't know about the Groudon Incineroar lead. When there's a Pelipper, it just didn't seem that great. Terapagos, Amoonguss, Flutter main, Urshifu, Flame Ogerpon, and Iron Hands. This is Japan Nats a winning team, so I have to play the finals matchup basically, which is pretty tough with this team because I don't know what technically is the best out here. I think it's probably because Meteor Beam from Terapagos actually just does so much damage. Trying to think if there's like a better way here. Ooh, like if I leak, I can't really leak Calyrex Ice Rider against Terapagos. But the thing is, I don't know how I'm getting rid of Amoonguss without it. It's probably something like Ogerpon plus the Calyrex. But the problem if I lead Ogerpon is if they lead Iron Hands and have Fake Out Pressure. But I think it's still probably worth the lead here because it's tough otherwise to break through. I think I need my Urshifu in the back. Raging Bolt's not really necessary. Pelipper Wide Guard could be really good. It's either Pelipper or Iron Valiant. I know Iron Valiant wasn't brought, I think, into the finals, but I actually don't think it's a bad option because having the fairy coverage for Moonblast into the fighting types, which can give... They just are able to take the attacks on Calyrex Ice Rider, but also to disable from the Iron Valiant could actually give us a play here, as well as Icy Wind support. because it allows my Calyrex Ice Rider to outspeed their Terapagos, the Moonblast into the Urshifu, which the Urshifu water can be really threatening as well. And I think I want a faster offense than just relying on the Raging Bolt. We're going to see the lead of Flutter Mane Terapagos, which is not too surprising, against my Calyrex Ice Rider and my Ogerpon. Let's see, trying to think about these moves here. I think Glacial Lance is always a play. The question is, what am I doing with Ogerpon? I could click I could click Spiky Shield, or I could click Ivy Cudgel immediately. Both aren't like amazing. I'd probably just want to click Glacial Lance though. I think Glacial Lance is pretty okay. I kind of want a Spiky Shield, but I'm not too sure. The problem is Meteor Beam's just doing so much damage. I think I do want to click Follow Me though. Yeah, I can't really afford to take a Meteor Beam here. I just don't know if they're going to Terra or not, because if they Terra, I'm pretty sure if they Terra and double up the Calyrex, I go down. But if they don't Terra, I could have lived Meteor Beam plus Moonblast probably, and I could have just doubled up the Terapagos, get rid of Shell. So I think a good question is, are they going to Terra the Terapagos turn one? A lot of it's going to come down to if they do, and it looks like they do. So I do think that Glacial Lance and Follow Me is the best play here. Okay, unless they Meteor Beam the... Unless they had Meteor Beamed the... What's it called? The Ogerpon immediately, and I could have Spiky Shield on that, but I just always think you always just Meteor Beam the Calyrex Ice Rider. We Follow Me here. They just go for Moonblast to break a Sturdy. I don't know who they were targeting. It could have been the Calyrex as a double up, and they do go for the Meteor Beam. Yep. All right. Upcoming is still going to be tough, but it's playable. Both of these Pokemon also don't have... Well, the Flutter Mane doesn't have Protect, which is actually really useful. We will see the Meteor Beam come out into the Ogerpon. It goes down, so it has a +1, but damage into Calyrex Ice Rider is non-existent at this point, so Calyrex Ice Rider should be able to tank attacks just fine with that Assault Vest. We get a good amount of damage with Glacial Lance. I'm going out into Urshifu. Unless the Iron Valiant was faster than the Flutter Mane, but I don't think it was. I'm just going out into Urshifu. And I'm just clicking Glacial Lance plus Protect. I could Aqua Jet for a stronger Glacial Lance, but that doesn't pick up the knockout into the Terapagos. So if I had close combat, I would have. But yeah, we just Glacial Lance here and we Detect. And then the question is, like, what do you have in the back? Do you have an Amoonguss? Do you have an Iron Hands? It could be your Ogerpon, which makes sense. We're going to see Icy Wind come out, which is actually pretty good for me because it's not Moonblast here into Ursh. All right, so Icy Wind comes out. You also have to respect the Calyrex Ice Rider that's about to get a boost. Here comes Terra Starstorm. I feel like with Assault Vest, what is this doing? 35%? 40? I don't think it's doing half. Yeah, we take it extremely, extremely well. Glacial Lance is going to come out once again. We get to fire off a really powerful attack. Huge amounts of damage to the Terapagos, and the Flutter Mane goes down. Nice. All right, that's huge. Now, who are they bringing out? They can't really protect Terapagos or reposition. They would have to switch out if they want to save it. Moongus could come in, but Glacial Lance just fires off against both these Pokemon, so that's not a threat. Ogerpon, that's a threat. But they can only either want to Follow Me or go for an attack, which means I'm always going to attack into Terapagos, which is huge. If it is Ogerpon, I do think I play... I think it depends on who's also in the back for some sequencing involved. But I think we'll be okay. Let's see who they have. All right. What? That is their own Urshifu. Which is kind of surprising, actually. Yeah, that's surprising to me. I just go for a Glacial Lance, I think, always. I could Seed Bomb the Urshifu. I guess Seed Bomb the Urshifu is not too bad either. But I kind of want to punish it to Terapagos switches out. I think it's always better to pin the Terapagos slot with Surging Strikes plus a Glacial Lance in case they go out into like a Moongus or something. All right. No switch. I am able to get a certain strikes. I mean, this is still a single target Glacial Lance, which is going to do a good amount of damage to Urshifu anyway. So I didn't get the best result here, but I still think it's a completely fine result. And then the rest is just going to come down to like what the partners are. Close combat into Calyrex. Oh, and they lowered their defense by going for close combat. How is this gonna put in the range of like Aqua Jet or something? Let's see, because this is Focus Sash or Shifu, so it should be Frail. Yeah, there should be Aqua Jet range. Okay. Iron Hands is the last. Okay, perfect. And I can go for... How do I want to try to win this game? I'm just going to go for a Glacial Lance. And a Detect. Yes. It should always be the best play. They go for Fake Out into Urshifu. That makes sense. They can't really afford me to pick up the... They're probably just taking a knock on Calyrex here. Super safe. Yep. Okay, perfect. So now I just hope Aqua Jet KOs, because that's going to be my game plan here. I'm going out into my... How do I have to Aqua Jet? I guess it's a good question. I really want to Moonblast off into the... I'm just curious on how much damage I actually do to these. I think my best play is always just to Moonblast the Iron Hands. I guess I could Moonblast. Actually, I could Moonblast the Ursh, and I could certainly strike the Iron Hands as well. Yeah, I think that's fine. I think we should have enough damage output against... Oh, they go for Aqua Jet to break my Sash. I could have Moonblasted the Iron Hands. All right. So I go for the Moonblast into Ursh. Picks up the knockout. I just wasn't sure because I'm not Mystic Water, although they are Frail Ursh. Surging Strikes comes out. If they go for a Wall Charge double up into my Ursh, we're going to play 50-50. Which I think is okay. Surging Strikes actually does a lot of damage to that Iron Head. Jeez. I think I should be okay. You go for Heavy Slam into the Iron Valiant. Iron Valiant survives. Okay. All right. That guarantees us to win then. Okay, cool. Actually, I didn't think I would lose that. Nice. I can go for a Moonblast into the thing. I'm gonna Paragrass just to be safe, I guess. All right, super sick. All right, Pokemon choices worked. Pokemon choices worked. I knew that I had to make sure the Calyrex didn't take so much damage from Meteor Beam. Glacial Lance was just super threatening to them across the board. When it was Iron Hands or Shifu in the back, yep, I knew Valiant was the right choice. Knew it was the right choice. Perfect. And with that speed booster, we were be able to, well, even without the speed booster, we would have threatened them anyway. But, all the picks worked out. Miraidon, Urshifu, Landorus Incarnate, Chi-Yu, Tornadus, and Farigiraf. This is a very, very fast offensive paced team. All right. The Solvest Calyrex Ice Rider is actually going to go crazy against this. Is it water or dark Urshifu on this team? If it's water, it's a lot harder. If it's dark, it's a lot easier. I probably want to lead Cali Ice. Maybe Cali Ice Cornerstone? It's either Cali Ice Cornerstone. Urshifu's not too bad either against this team because Surging Strikes is actually pretty good. I actually would... Yeah, I wouldn't mind leading Ursh actually against this team. Do I want to bring the Valiant? I could see it being useful. I could see Cornerstone being also really useful, but I actually really do like the Raging Bolt because Thunderclaps are really strong in this matchup. You know what? I'm going to bring the Valiant. I'm just going to bring the Valiant because I want to bring Valiant for the fun. It also can serve a role after Talon expires, which is kind of crucial. So let's see. Let's see. I think the biggest threat is the Landis Incarnate. The Sandseer Storm, if they have it, can be really difficult. If this is like Rain Dance stuff, we're gonna see the lead of Torn plus, Torn plus the Miraidon, which is completely fine. Do I want to close combat, or do I want to just go for a detect? Because Glacial Lance is pretty safe here. I just don't know what the next best play is. I think it's just attacked because I really don't want to lose my Sash here if I don't have to. So let's see what they decide to go for. Volt Switch into Calyrex would not be ideal, but I get damage into whatever with a Glacial Lance. I'm assuming it's probably Water Ursh if they would switch out in that method. But with that Focus Sash still intact, with my Ursh is still like really, really valuable. Like double Sash is just generally annoying for this kind of stuff with a Focus Sash and then Sturdy on Ogerpon. I didn't bring the Ogerpon this game, but we'll see. They do Volt Switch. I could have attacked. Yeah, that's a lot of damage into Calyrex, but with that Assault Vest, we're tanking it better. Imagine if I was the other version, because there's like a similar version with Clef and Trick Room on this team. Yeah, they go Nourish. I could have close combat doubled, and I probably should have, but not too bad. Here comes Glacial Lance. It's Focus Sash on the Torn. All right. Do I want to... I think I want to swap to Raging Bolt. It's the question, do I want to switch to Raging Bolt? Or do I just want to let Cali do its thing and go down? Because Raging Bolt still has a lot of usage as well. I think Seed Bomb is correct and Aqua Jet is safe. I don't think they're going to have Farrig in the back. No Rain Dance from the Torn. All right. I do get rid of the Torn. Let's see what kind of Ursh this is. I also don't want to switch Raging Bolt into close combat. He's searching. Okay, I could have went Raging Bolt. All right, that's fine. I still threaten with a Thunderclap anyway. So it's not awful. It's not great though. Could have been a lot better. All right. Bring out Raging Bolt. They're probably bringing Miraidon back in. Yep. If you're Terra Fairy, this is rough, I suppose. Bolt switch. Your Dazzling Gleam, this is really, really rough. I want to attack, or do I want to... I could Thunderclap. I just think if I Thunderclap, I'm gonna... No, I think I have to protect Raging Bolt. The question is if I'm attacking with you. I think I want to close combat. If you're Terra Fairy, you're Terra Fairy. We see the Ursh switch out, actually. All right. Into Landorus. All right, that makes sense. Endgame wise, they do Terra. Was this actually Fairy? Ah, it's just searching. Okay. I don't think this is awful. It's not great though. All right. It depends on the Landorus move. Dazzling Gleam gonna come out, break a Sash. Do I need Terra on my Iron Valiant? Terra does nothing or accomplishes nothing, so I think it's probably better just to use it for my Raging Bolt. Let's combat into Miraidon. Yeah, I think I have to Thunderclap and Aqua Jet. I will Thunderclap, Terra Electric. I'm gonna go for Aqua Jet into the Landorus because I need to put in range of the Moonblast or Icy Wind from Iron Valiant. I think it's going to come down to Sandseer Storm and does it connect with both. If I dodge one, I probably seal up the win. They make a smart play of switching out the Miraidon out into Ursh. Endgame wise, it's really tricky, but I still think this is very winnable. depends on what their move is and who they target. And if there's a miss, if it stands here. But smart switch. Aqua Jet. Mount. Actually, do I have to make a read if they target the Ursh? No, I think I'm fine, actually. Yeah. No, I'm fine. So Ursh goes down, but at this point, Calyrex out. They already used their Terra earlier. I get to go on the Iron Valiant. I think I'm okay. Because Iron Valiant's going to save me. Because I have the Icy Wind, which is kind of huge. Because I can pressure the Landers. So I'm going to Thunderclap the Ursh. And I'm just going to Icy Wind. Yes. Which is always the play here. If they swap out into anything, it's okay because I still have pins. Although, I guess they would have to do some specific sequencing. The land is just protected though. Okay, that's perfect. They went for Aqua Jet into the Valiant. Okay, no, I'm completely okay with that. All right. I'm completely okay with that. Icy Wind. I just need to make sure Valiant is around. That's the thing. Electricity disappears from the battlefield, which doesn't change anything because my booster energy is going to activate and get my speed back up. I just Thunderbolt and I click Icy. I don't see a reason not to. I could Thunderclap again, but I just Thunderbolt because Aqua Jet doesn't KO me at this range. And they also could retreat into Miraidon. That's exactly why I didn't want to go for it too. Like I thought like, okay, there's a chance. Like I didn't think they would, but there was a chance that the Ursh did switch on to Miraidon. So because of the Aqua Jet, they reveal if they're locked into Aqua Jet, that's fine, right? Because if they're locked into Aqua Jet, they can't KO the Valiant, and no matter what, if they aren't locked, 2 Icy Winds guarantee my Raging Bolt outsped their Ursh. So yeah, I guarantee to win here with Thunderbolt. Nice. The Iron Valiant was actually the right bring in the last one. Oh my goodness. Let's go. Cornerstone Ogerpon could have helped, but it also actually might have allowed me to get swept by this combo in the back, especially because I didn't get the right read. But luckily the end game of Iron Valiant and Raging Bolt was clean enough because the Icy Wind endgame actually really did help because I had to disable pressure on the Miraidon. If it was a choice item, I just had to watch out for the Ursh because of the Surgy Strikes. I just go for Thunderbolt and I go for a Moonblasting to the Ursh. This battle's gonna be forfeited. Beautiful. Beautiful. Disable Iron Valiant really coming into play there. Or not disable Iron Valiant, but you know, it could have if it was like choice locked, but the speed booster and having the attacks that it had actually gave me a really good chance of winning that game. All right, let's go over to games. In game one, not sure about the double lead that was weak to water against a rain team, but was able to get a nice start doing massive damage and set up a position against the Choice Specs Flutter Mane to disable the Moonblast with Iron Valiant and then unable to damage the rest of my team. In game two, Calyrex Ice Rider with the Assault Vest was able to eat the attacks from the lead while doing significant damage with Glacial Lance that allowed my fighting types to clean up my opponent's remaining fighting types. In game 3, not a bad start, however the Miraidon and Landorus were scary threats in the end game. After stalling out Tailwind, I was able to keep up the pressure with Speed Booster Iron Valiant with the Icy Wind, Disable Pressure alongside the threat of Thunderclap with Raging Bolt. Overall, I think the team is pretty solid. That Disable Iron Valiant actually came into play quite a bit. That Disable is just so nice. Encore Disable is why Screen Tail is also a thing. And Iron Valiant does have more damage options. The Icy Wind is pretty nice. Speed Control as well. The Assault Vest Calyrex Ice Rider really nice. And for some reason, I don't know why Japan doesn't really like Incineroar. It didn't really do too well at Japan Nationals. But if you do want to try out the team for yourself, you can try out with the render code on your screen. Hopefully the team is still available by the time this video comes out. If you'd like to check out the details of the team and the creator, they'll be linked in the description down below. But of course, subscribe to the channel for more VGC content as always.